Let's get some light in here. Mm, 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 mm. This will be. I get this song in my spirit. I don't even know the. Hello, everybody. Come on in. I'm not going to be on here long. Hey, Sonya. Happy midweek. How are you doing? Yes, it's Wednesday. Wednesday wisdom. How are you doing? How has today been for you? How has today been? So I'm just jumping on. I'm going to wait maybe like a couple more minutes and then we're going to chat really quick. How has your day been? I'm going to plug in one more device and then I'm going to get started. All right, let me plug in. Hope all is well. Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah, this is the season for allergies, and then we had all well on the East Coast. We had a lot of rain. We had possible, I guess it was like a possible tornado yesterday. All the kids were out of school yesterday. The wind was extremely high. Heard it all day. It rained all day yesterday, so in some areas it flooded. So and then it's cold too, because yesterday I think it was like it's supposed to have got up to 60, but I think it only got up to 50 something. Today it only got up to like 48. So it's cold, but to me it felt like 30, 38 instead of 48. So yeah, it's definitely the season for allergies. I'm gonna plug in one more device, and we're just gonna chat really quick. Yeah, the rain. So I was just so sleepy. I'm telling you. Stayed in. I probably went out to the grocery store right beside where I stay at, and I hurry up and came back because the winds were so. Whew, yeah, but it could have been worse. So thank God that it wasn't. So um, just going to plug in, um, and I'm gonna get started in just a minute. Yeah, good rain. Ain't nothing like some good rain. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Ain't nothing like some good rain. Let's all right, y'all. Trying to make sure I got enough light on here for everybody so y'all can see me. Um, Happy Wednesday, wisdom. I thought let me. The topic is the time is now. The time is now. So I wanted to talk a little bit about time is now. When you think about the time is now, that basically, it makes you think about what it makes me think about, no more time wasted. Like what am I, you know, waiting on? If it's something that even if it's something that I think that I may not be good at doing, or something that I think is not going to excel. And we talked a little bit about this on Monday motivation about how failure is success. But when I think about saying the time is now, or sharing that with others, that means just doing something out of the norm, doing what you love, doing what you're scared to do. I just want to say that. I want to reiterate that again. Doing something My phone went off. Sorry. Doing something. Can everybody hear me on YouTube? Can you hear me, Sonia? Let me know if you can hear me. My phone rang. I forgot to put the notifications back. Sorry. Okay, great. Um, and I want to read your question. Being present is the most important factor in your life. That is true. Being present, no matter what, no matter about the what ifs, no matter about the buts, no matter how I feel or what I think, I need to make sure I be present. I need to make sure that I show up for what I want, what I desire. Not only just what you desire, but showing up for what you need, what you need. And doing it scared. And stay. I'm trying to. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Yeah, so we gotta show up, y'all. We've gotta show up for not just for what we want and what we desire. Like I said, we gotta show up for what we need. I know some of you all may come in. If you come in, please share. If this is your first time, please share where you are tuning in from. And if you happen to catch the replay, thanks for catching the replay. But let's talking about showing up for what we need. So when I think of the time is now, it makes me think about even when I first started my podcast. And I didn't wait for anybody to tell me go. Um, I didn't wait I didn't wait until somebody said, hey, you need to read you need to read this and that, and you need to study all the platforms, or you need to go to this podcast class before you start a podcast. No, I was researching and I was studying as I started the basics. As I started the basics of my podcast, I then was like, okay, so I got this wrong, but this is how you do it. I didn't wait for somebody to tell me, hey, Karen, you need to do A, B, C, and D before you start a podcast. Like I started and listen to other professional podcasters, even when I started my podcast. And that's the key. I didn't wait for anybody to tell me to not start it, or to, because sometimes some people will talk you out of doing something. They will talk you out of doing things when you should know that there are plenty of information that you can get about podcasting. There are different webinars from other professional podcasters that you can get on, but that don't mean that you have to wait to start it. Because if you continue to wait, and then you won't ever get started. You won't ever get started. Sonia, you said your efforts cannot be blessed if you don't show up and place your intentions along your pathway. Exactly. Exactly. If you don't show up, and then how can you expect to receive a reward? How can you expect to be blessed when you're not doing the first works first? You've got to get out there and do something. You can't expect for everybody to do something for you. And that is what I shared even before on live, is that sometimes we feel like we don't have it in us because somebody else may be doing something just like you. It doesn't matter. It's a lot of us that may be doing things similar or whatever, but life is waiting on you. We're not waiting on life. Life is waiting on us to get started. Yeah, that's it. If you do not get started because you're afraid, you'll never get started. Sonya said perfect isn't ever going to happen, because we are perfectly imperfect. That's how I started my podcast. But yes. And Sonya, you've got to send me your podcast too, so I can actually plug it in and listen to it. Yeah. We are imperfect. Like Sonya said, we are imperfect. Like, we can't expect to do something like somebody else. And remember when I talked about on the Monday Motivation how there are professional business owners that they've been out there. Yeah, they making millions, but They failed at certain things so many times while they were building their business, their platinum business, or their multi-million dollar business. They failed. um they uh they still succeeded because they did what they needed to do to get it right. Some of us, we don't want to start over again, and most times that requires us to start over again. What requires us to start over again is getting it right. We don't want to have to go over and do this. Yes, it can be frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it when we start over, because you're going to learn something different. You're going to learn something different when you start over. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I definitely will look that up. And everybody that is listening, tuning in, make sure you check out Whispers in a Bottle podcast as well. Is that on all podcast platforms? Make sure you check out Whispers in a Bottle. I'm definitely going to check that out, Sonya. Um, but yeah, time is now. I know that it's somebody out there that have not gotten started yet, or you're thinking about it and you're like, wait a minute, I put something off in 2023. We not going to dwell on 2023. Y'all heard me say that too before. We're not going to dwell on 2023. We're going to talk about we're not even going to talk about it. We're going to put 2024 into action. And remember, I said that we have to put 2024 in action. I know we're looking at what didn't transpire, but this is the season. I talked earlier today. I actually put up a post today on my YouTube channel about manifestation and breaking down manifestation and what manifestation means and what and how you can implement and speak into your own manifesto to come to pass in 2024. So let's manifest these things in 2024. That's right, 2023 is gone, and 2024 is abundance and more. Yes, it is. It is, Sonya. 2024 is abundance and more. I love that. And not only do I love that, that is facts. That is true, Sonya, that 2024 is abundance and more. And as I was in an appointment earlier, and I had to sit there for like an hour and a half because it was full and packed. And I was actually creating some content, and I was like on a roll, y'all. I was sitting there creating some content also and checking emails, and I began to just share about manifestation. And I posted it on my LinkedIn page, and I put a post here on my YouTube channel and all of my social media platforms. I just begin to, write and think about manifestation and how we need to break manifestation down into our life, how we are supposed to manifest things in our life. And it came so naturally because manifesto was one of the courses that is in my coaching program. So I began to share that. And someone asked me, hey, can I take that class, just that class by itself? But that class is actually integrated in the coaching program, so I don't sell the classes individually. But I begin to share how we need to manifest what we are speaking, what we want to see. We want to manifest. We want to write our manifesto. We want to write it down. We want to continue to keep affirming it. We want to continue to keep speaking it every day. And I just began to think, and I was like, this is something that we need, and we need to make sure that we continue to keep referring back to it. And people talk about manifestation, but what does it really mean deep down inside to you? What does that mean? Are you going to really manifest what you say that you want to manifest in your life? Are you going to do that? Are you going to manifest that? Whatever your needs are, whatever your desires are you really manifesting that thing? Because manifestation is imperative. It's powerful in itself. The word is powerful, and the definition behind it is powerful because it goes far more above and beyond of what it means and what it says. So are you manifesting what you want to come to pass that you have not seen. As a matter of fact, the first thing is, do you believe it? Do you believe? Do you believe that whatever that you are holding in your hands, or whatever that you keep looking on the shelf, whatever you can keep seeing in the future, do you believe that it can come to pass? That is what manifestation is about. Making that thing come into a physical reality. A physical reality. Because if you don't believe it, if you don't believe it for yourself, if you can't manifest it for yourself, guess what? No one else can. No one else can. And guess what? It's not going to become a reality for you if you do not believe it. If you don't stay firm in what you know, what you believe, if you don't stay firm in your desires, these are your desires. So if you don't stand firm into them, they will not become a physical reality and they will not manifest. And you have to make sure that you are manifesting the things that you want to say. You got to make sure you're manifesting the things that you want to do in life. You got to make sure that you're manifesting things that you even want to see, even in your children, even in your family, your business, your career, your life, everything. It's everything. It's a daily walk and it's a daily process. But I gotta make sure that I am manifesting that thing. And you do too. You gotta make sure that you are doing it so it can happen in reality. And I just felt the need that I needed to share that today because it felt so strong in me. It was something that I even had to continually repeat to myself and to make sure that I'm doing it. Not me just speaking of it, but how am I'm going to continually manifest this thing into physical reality. First, I'm going to believe it. I'm going to have a mindset change. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to keep writing it down. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to keep affirming it every day. And guess what? I'm going to help someone else affirm it. Because it's not just about us, everybody. It's not just about us. It's about others too. So you said, yeah, speak life over your child and make sure you teach them so they can practice and feel what it feels like. That's exactly because they are going to mimic what you do. Children are going to mimic what you do, and I know that. I know some of you all, or most of all of us have children. Some of us don't have children, but they mimic what you do, and I know this from experience. If I do something, my child is going to do it. If I do something wrong, my child is going to do it, and she's going to tell me, he or she is going to tell me, well, you did it, so it must be right. So that it's just like we have to watch what we say and what we do in front of our kids. We all make mistakes. We all have done some things, but it's like now is the time. Goes back to my title, y'all, today. Now is the time that they need to be shown the way. They need to know how to manifest their future. They need to know how to manifest their purpose in life. What do I want to do after I graduate? I need to start now before I hit the 12th grade. That's something I reiterate to my daughter all the time. Like I've been reiterating that since she got in high school, since she got in the ninth grade. I've been reiterating that. Write down your plans. What do you want to do? What do you want to see? We talked about vision board today. I shared with you guys that I'm doing a vision board with not just for college students. I want it to be open it up to other people too, but college students get a discount or whatever. And I was telling my daughter, do you a vision board in the home. Do it as a family. Do a vision board. Because with the students, I'm doing a purpose vision day party with some of my college clients. And me and my daughter was talking about doing a vision board together. You can do vision boards as a family, not just for, you know, your business or your career, but do it as a family so you can help them so they can know what it is to manifest those things and dream those things in life. I like that, Sonya. You do the 3-6-9 method. Write it 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. I love that. I love that, and that is a great idea. That's a great idea to implement how you want things to manifest and how you want things to. Because what better time than the time is now. We're actually living in the now, so we can't see tomorrow. I share that all the time. We can't see tomorrow, so why not now? The time is now. Why we can't do it now? And then when you get a chance to wake up the next day, and then like, hey, let's do this thing. Let's write this thing down. Let's get it. Let's go full forth into this. Let's manifest these things that we want to see, come to pass. I love that. Oh wow, that's awesome to start them off doing their vision boards when they're young. Yeah, especially at 7 years old. Yeah, I love that, Sonya. That you start them when they're young. You start them when they're coming up, so they can know, hey, I want this thing manifest. I want it manifested. That's just like a son or daughter saying, hey, I want to go and I want to work for the government. And I want to help. I want to start an organization to help immigrants. I'm throwing that out there, and they're manifesting that thing because they're doing things to get to that place. And the next thing you know, when they turned 20 or 21, they done landed a job helping immigrants because they manifested that thing ever since they was young. So I love that, and that's things that we have to continue to keep doing. We have to continue to keep doing that because if we don't, like you said, so nothing will transpire. Nothing would transpire if we do not do anything now. And I'm glad that we're talking about vision boards because, like I said, I was talking to my daughter about it, and I was like, hey, we already got the markers and everything in boards. And I said, them boards just sitting in the back of the car. I said, let's do some vision boards today. Because I was like, I want to make sure that I'm doing things in my home. Yes, I have a business. Yes, I have clients and I do work with students, but hey, if I don't do this thing in my home, like if I don't do it and then I can't teach anybody else to do it. Even though I've always done vision boards. And I was like, hey, I haven't done a vision board in a couple of years. I just wrote things down. I was like, told my daughter, hey, let's do a vision board. I was like, because I got to thinking, hey, whatever, it starts in the home first. And so these are the things that we need to implement, what I'm saying, with our children and in our home first. Family, family, business. Me as a believer that God, family, and business. We have to put things in perspective, and we've got to make sure we're doing the first works first before we can teach anybody else. And I shared that the other day too as well. We've got to make sure that we are doing our first works first before we can share and do things with anybody else. So y'all, the time is now. The time is now. The time is now, y'all, that we are to get up and we are to do what we're called to do. And let's have our hands open to receive that abundance that we're going to receive and to receive that increase that we're going to receive. I shared a word on, I think, on December the 30th, and I actually shared it again on last week about restoration after the dry season. That's the name of the topic. If you have not checked out that video on my YouTube channel, make sure you check out restoration after the dry season, because some of us are coming into a season um, where some people were in a season, they were in that season in 2023, where you were in a dry season in 2023, 2024. It's not going to be like that for you, but there are things that we must do as well to receive that increase. And so I'm expecting that and hoping that for all of us, for each of us that are in that season, because everybody's not in the same season. I want to make that clear that everybody's not in the same season. Where some people were in the dry season in 2023, others were not. In 2024, there were some that what was not in the dry season in 2024. There are going to be some dry seasons that they're going to run into, and it's for growth. It's for growth. It's for development, and it's like a learning curve. And it's for growth because you grow every time that you're in a different season. I don't care what season you're in. You're always going to learn something from it, and you're always going to grow stronger from it. Please not, science do that. Please not be afraid to give without any want attached. Right, right, right. That is true. So we gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, that we are being obedient. We gotta make sure that we're lining up correctly, if that makes sense. We gotta make sure that let me make it clear. We gotta make sure that we we align ourselves to everything in a correct manner and in a correct order. We got to make sure that we're in alignment to do things decently and in order. We got to make sure that we're aligning with our purpose. If it does not fit our purpose, and then it just won't be in our category. That's something that we just need to say no to. If it doesn't align with our purpose, and we have to make sure that we are in right standing when we are aligning ourselves to things in this season in 2024, because we got to make sure that we are being obedient in everything that we do. And at times we don't always be obedient. But in this season, it is imperative that we be obedient in the things that we are doing and that we know that we're out to do. And so time is now. You all, the time is now. The time is now. I'm gonna leave the floor up. I said leave the floor up, y'all. I'm gonna leave the floor open for any other comments. Thank you, Sonia, for sharing your thoughts and true facts. I'm gonna leave the comment section and everything open for anybody who would like to share. I'm sorry I didn't get on my comments on my other page. But let me look and see if anybody shared. And I'm not going to hold you all any longer. I just want to see if you all have any remarks or anything you would like to share before I let you go on this Wednesday afternoon or night or morning, wherever you all are tuning in from. Ah, thanks so much, Sonya, for coming in and also sharing your insights as well. Um, Thank you so much for that. Um, so I don't want to hold you all's night um, long anymore. If anyone has any questions or you can think of anything later, um, feel free to email me and let me know. Links are available, and email is available on all platforms. If you are interested in getting on a call about any coaching or mentoring, um, I have a sale that is going on to the 15th. So for the when the new year came in, I was like, okay, I'm going to give some more sales because I know a lot of people went crazy shopping. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody did, but some people did. So I was like, let me just call a sale. So I am doing a sale up until January the 15th. So if you have any questions about coaching and mentoring, let me know. I hope you all have a great afternoon and a great night, and I will see you all on the next video and on the next live. Good night.